Someone who's making an RPG, it's a lot, especially for a first game. Yeah. Because technically the zombie game, when we get to the survival element of it, will be kind of RPG-esque in certain ways. So we'll hold that off for next game. We'll hold off on those kind of things for next game. If anything, this could just be the game right here. Maybe we do stats as like leveling up in a run, and you just level up, and then maybe we can find ways of making that fun and replayable. And then we say fuck it when it comes to like items and stuff. Or maybe we put in like items, but they're like not like super crazy, like Risk of Rain style. I don't know. I'm sure we can come up with something that isn't like still keeps the essence of the skill-based gameplay. That's a problem with an action roguelite. It's not turn-based. So you are on top of managing your items and figuring out your build, you're also like in the run trying not to die. And that's a little bit of there's a bit of a kerfuffle there, which makes me think like slower gameplay is better for this style of game. Kind of like Dark and Darker. Which is why I slowed down the attacks a little bit. But we'll see what I end up doing. I don't know yet. Anyways, let's figure out what we're gonna do today. We need ammo for the bow and arrow. So we need to figure out an ammo system, and then we also need to reflect that into the UI. Yes. There's Sorkin. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Just trying to figure out the video game. Left clicking uses the ranged weapon, right? We got all of that. What are some other things we maybe want to do with the bow and arrow right now? I feel like what we have now for an animation is fine. I feel like we don't need to go much further with that right now. I think it's just, let's get the ammo in. Let's figure out how does the player replenish their ammo. And then we can kind of go from there. I think that's the plan. Will this be like a Skyrim with endless quests? No, probably not. I don't know. This game is like, it's like, I don't know. Finally, Crimson's Fantasy? Oh no. I don't even know what Crimson's Fantasy was trying to be back in the day. What was it trying to be? Are you trying to make something you'd want to play this time around? I remember you saying that wasn't really the case for Super Fire. I still was trying to make a game I wanted to play. It's just, I think the top-down perspective is not something I would traditionally play. But like, I still enjoyed, like, when I playtested Super Fire, I still enjoyed playing it. I always follow the overall methodology of like, I want to make something that I want to play, but I also know that I want to make something that I think can do well and others people can enjoy as well. I think we should move the bow more to the center. Feels weird it being to the right now that I think about it. Am I doing a new project now or research for the zombie game? The zombie game would be after this. It would be after whatever game I end up doing here. And the reason for that is the zombie game is going to have multiplayer, and I think that's too high of a step up. It's too high of a step up right now. An appetizer project? Yeah, exactly. Something to kind of dip my feet into C++. Those kinds of things. It feels better. It feels more centered. See how well that can do. Yeah, ideally that's what I'd like to do, because this game, I'd like to learn some more C++, various other elements, and then the next game I'd like to learn multiplayer, so that will be the big the big step. It's saying there was an issue with the import. What did it mean by there was an issue with the import? No smoothing group information was found for this mesh in the FBX file. Why is it trying to import the mesh? Weird. I'm seeing a twist going on over here. I'm okay with that. Up, Jesse. Every time I build Unreal, it gives me an error with a post build command. Fails the build and doesn't launch Unreal. Any idea? Every time I build Unreal, it gives me an error with a post build command. Fails the build and doesn't launch Unreal. Are you trying to build... Every time I build Unreal, are you trying to build the source build or are you running it off of the launcher version? Far Cry's bow is pretty satisfying. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking through a bunch of games for like melee combat and stuff that's like satisfying. I think that's something I'm gonna want to do for like the juicing stage. Just running a C++ project. What does it show in the errors stack? I imagine you're running it through Visual Studio. Just the game itself. Okay. General stuff that I would say is delete the binaries folder, intermediate folder, the SLN file, and regenerate the Visual Studio files. That's like a kind of a first step. I don't know if you're failing at that stage, which is generating the Visual Studio files itself. And then once you do that, you're going to want to go in your solution file and then build the project itself, and then see what kind of errors it gives you from there. I would also say if it's a source control project, you're going to want to set your... If you have any plugins, you're going to have to... it gets complicated. If this happens, you might need this. So I don't know what the setup is. Are you not pulling your hair while doing UE animations in Blender? It's not that bad for me. Okay, I like that forward motion a little bit more, I think. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. And it's more centered, which means you're less likely to hit a wall if you're on like close to a wall. Haven't messed with Unreal since 4.27 or so. Trying with 5.4, the last one that supposed some of my imports. Supported some of my imports. Yeah, there's a couple things different from 4 and I think the latest versions of 5. I think there's like some... What was it that was needed now in 5? I think it was 5.4 actually. Yeah, if it doesn't work, I would check all of your Visual Studio development like plugins, all of the like things that they get you to install. So it's like C++ for Unreal Engine. I know they have like a whole thing for that. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. There's a lot more setup, I would say. Okay, this looks good. Yeah, we need like a lot of work on this, but you know, it's a starting point. Okay, ammo, and then replenishing ammo. How do we want to do replenishing ammo? That's going to be a pretty big question to ask from a design standpoint. Should we have it so every ammunition is almost like a progress bar, and as you kill enemies, it replenishes it immediately? Or do the enemies drop the ammunition? Dark Souls gameplay. Trying to balance a game that doesn't exist? I wouldn't say that's like a balancing thing. That's a core gameplay loop thing. I don't think it's necessarily balancing. It's just the way that, like, I'll put the ammo in. Don't worry, I'll program it in. I'm just trying to come up with how do we give the player back their ammo? Is it through like a blood kind of meter where it's like as you kill enemies it replenishes, or I don't really think that's balancing. I think that's design. That is the core loop, personally. Suit for Hire is built on that entire concept. It's literally built on that entire concept of how do you replenish ammo. And that, I don't think it's a balancing thing. I think that's a design element. Where's weapons? Oh, there it is. Am I planning on implementing a lighthouse somehow in this? A lighthouse, huh? Please add a variable description. Yeah. Where is that? Please add a variable description. I'm not changing that. That's staying there forever. Am I planning on implementing a lighthouse somehow in this? Gamers love that shit. A lighthouse? What does a lighthouse have to do with anything? Is that like a Tarkov reference? In recent UE5 games have performance issues. What's your take on this? Is it the engine or the developers who are responsible? Epic CEO Tim said the studio should work with anyone, not against it. There's tons of instances where UE5 games perform well as well. And there's tons of instances of other engines performing incorrectly. I think it's just, there's no black or white. I think it's all just nuanced. And I think a lot of the blame, in my opinion, goes towards C-suite. The corporates, the people at the top who don't know what they're saying, making decisions, being like, can we do this in like a year? With this like new software that like we didn't teach anybody and we're also underpaying everybody and we're making them crunch. That, I think, is the biggest source of issues. Not what software is being used or whatnot. But I do think it's a mix of everything. Also, the new Arc Raiders appears to be following suit. Arc Raiders is looking fucking amazing from every single aspect. And it uses UE5. You can have a blood lighthouse that you climb up through the levels. I mentioned towers before, but lighthouses, man. What's the deal with lighthouses? It's a mix of everything. There's no pointing fingers. I think when you point a finger at a specific thing and then you're just saying, that's it. It's like, okay, well, you failed. You already failed. Have you talked about EA being bought? Not that you have to talk about it. Ah, yes, by the Saudis. Being bought by the Saudis and other various institutions. I'm sure that's going to go great for EA. Sure. I'm sure that's going to go fantastic for EA. Yeah, for however much money they bought it for. What was it, 50 billion? Did I see the new Road to Vostok update? No, is there a new video? We'll react to it. Is there a new Road to Vostok update that I should be knowing about? Body temp vital, heat sources, clothing insulation, frostbite. Very cool, man. Their games are going to be so optimized financially. No YouTube chat? Oh, the chat box is fucking broken, I think. I think it's just broken. I'm glad that he was able to release this video after someone spread misinformation about them on Reddit saying that the game was canceled and it received 700 upvotes. Man, Reddit, the fuck is wrong with you, Reddit? Man, the fuck is wrong with you? That's so insane. It's so insane. It's cool that he's doing it with no fantasy. Yeah. He has a vision in his mind, and that's what he wants to go for. For me, I want to do zombie stuff, and I want to do various things. That's ideally what I like to do in the future. But, you know, that's the future. Did I check Ghost Runner yet? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Reddit canceled his game without his consent. Yeah, all it takes is one stupid asshole, some stupid OP to get like fucking 700 upvotes to make people think that a game was canceled, and then a bunch of people start making like remarks. Those people look fucking stupid now. Those people look so stupid now. It's always the indie devs canceling games. I made up that person, but there was some people saying similar things in that thread, saying similar stupid shit. Crazy. You could just be like the most chill dev, just trying to make shit. You know what I mean? Just trying to make things, and then you got some asshole like making remarks like, "Oh, they announced that the game was canceled." I always knew there was something wrong with that dev. I felt it. I swear, that's an actual fucking comment. I actually think that was a comment. Hold on. Now I feel the need to find that comment. I swear I saw that stupid ass fucking comment. Also, the fact that this Reddit post hasn't been like downvoted to fucking the end of the earth. At least they warned you all. The amount of games that just get straight up abandoned. Or the amount of games that suddenly takes months and years for small updates while the creator collects Patreon/donator money. Dude, I'd be so pissed off reading this shit. Fuck Russia and Russian games. It's a Finnish game. Do I work for Epic? No, I do not. I do not. How did he get 700 upvotes? I actually wonder, how did this person get 700 upvotes for straight up like misinformation? The devs all of a sudden announced that the project would be put on hold. Like, bro, how did this post get 700 upvotes? Is it actually kind of crazy? That person, I'm convinced that person bought their upvotes. They bought it. How much did they pay for that? Get it, Barry. What's the drama with Road to Vostok? There isn't any. It's just a stupid Redditor who honestly, that should be a bannable offense. Me coming up with random shit. Yeah, ban that guy. Hold on, I gotta go to the door. Give me a second. All right, back. Sorry, I had to put a few things in the fridge. People run with it, no bots needed. It's just crazy how easy someone can spread misinformation. You know what I mean? It's just insane. It's insane how easy you could spread misinformation. Excited to see Crimson is back making a new game. Work ethic is inspiring. Hey, do not look at me as I do not have a very good work ethic. I don't work that hard. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I go offline, I go on Deadlock and I play Calico, and then people say the hard R against me. Don't get it twisted. I am not hardworking. I used to be when I was younger, and then I got older, and then I am not that hardworking anymore. There are other developers that are much more hardworking than I am. Out of context, what happened? Misinformation? Some random Redditor who got like 700 upvotes somehow posted that the Road to Vostok development was like delayed / canceled, and a bunch of people went with it, which is insane. He made too much money now. He just sits in his mansion. I do not have a mansion. Misinformation isn't going to be getting better with AI. Nope. Because the general public doesn't really know how to dictate AI from non-AI, which is pretty bad. I think it will potentially get to a point where it's like, even for people that are, you know, on the computer all day long and within the tech space, might even be challenging for them to figure out if something is AI or not, especially if you give those kind of tools to someone who is already in that space and knows how to use it. That can get pretty fucking dangerous. And our government is probably never going to get to it and will not know how to treat it because they don't even know how to treat the internet. they, they, they don't even know how to treat the internet. So what makes someone think that they're going to know how to, you know, what makes someone think that they're going to be able to understand how to confront the AI problem? Do you think an AI can match me in modeling skills? I don't know, man. Just fucking get in there and do it. What am I working on? New video game. But right now, what am I working on? Good question. I need to work in the ammo system. Let's change the HUD. Blade, widget blueprint, blade. We're gonna rename this stuff. I feel like AI could beat me hands down in modeling. My 2D stick figure art leaves something to be desired. I don't know. I don't keep track of the space because I don't know. I just don't really keep track of that stuff at all. What type of HUD am I envisioning? Oh, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have no idea. I think AI is still pretty bad at 3D models, are not as good as with images. Yeah, the 3D aspect is pretty shit. So I think you'll be fine. Ready, Nord. I've heard from some people that they quit working on a project or something like that because AI will inevitably replace them. And I think that's the most ironic thing ever. I think that's the funniest thing I've heard in a while. Yeah, I did not go into something because AI would just do it better. Bitch, another person would do it better than you. There always will be a person that does it better than you. Let alone AI. You gotta get in there because you want to do it. Not because someone else is gonna be better than you. I don't know, I just find that a little funny. Do we have any circles in here? I need a circle. UI crosshair circle. Sure, we can use this. That's only 13 pixels though. Let's just use that for now, even though it's not very good. How many frames are my attack animations? I don't know. In Blender, it shows us like 14 frames or 30 frames or whatever. I don't know how many frames they actually are, though. I'd have to look. The conversation about AI in the stream is like the conversation about Road to Vostok and Reddit. Listen here, motherfucker. No shit. Nobody knows what they're talking about? What do you mean nobody knows what they're talking about? Explain, Maverick. What do you mean? What do you mean by this? Looking into this. We do not want that system because it bases it off of just 3 blades. We're going to need a system that... People out here trying to predict the future? I don't think anybody's predicting the future. I think they're just coming up with theoretical potentials. Here's my theory. Who gives a fuck? Just get in there and just make things. Make it because you want to make it, not because an AI is there. I don't know. That's my way of looking at it. When I seen AI geometry is a mess, it's basically a vertex point cloud that they connect by shortest path, not taking into account clear quad topo, smoothing. Here's the thing. For them to make any of the AI 3D stuff to work well, guess what they're going to have to use? A bunch of models. Who's going to make those models? Someone's got to pay for that, or they're just going to do what they've been doing and use illegal copyrighted content that they're not supposed to be using. That's the real problem of all of this. That's the real problem. I also think people who use AI to assist the development don't deserve hate. Personally, I've had lots of success using the ChatGPT to help me program complex systems I could never make on my own. Hey, I'm not hating on anybody that uses AI. I just don't care for it, personally. I care for... I think using it to assist you with code, sure. I think when it comes to, like... using it to make, like, your Steam capsule, I think that's when I'm like, I don't know if I like, it just looks like shit. I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't know. I look at it from this aspect. If you are taking a shortcut for the very first thing that I see from your game, and it's a Steam capsule, and it's uses AI generated art that you put in 3 seconds and just called it a day. To me, what does that say about the rest of the video game that's on that Steam page? You know, that's my way of looking at it. If someone was so lazy with the first thing, and it's laziness, it's 100% laziness or lack of resources, whatever. But at the end of the day, a video game is something that costs money, time, etc. You know, someone playing it, whatnot. If the Steam capsule, now this is just specifically Steam capsule, which is like the 2D AI generated art stuff. I don't know. I just kind of see it as like, okay, you're kind of just doing your game a disservice. You know, you spend all this time and hours, and instead of like paying an artist, to make you a capsule, if you're not able to make it, you instead chose to use AI to make it. And I just think that's just, I don't know. I see it as lazy as shit. I see it as lazy. AI assistant could beat documentation, maybe? Not really, because the AI assistant's going to have to feed its information from somewhere. Most times it feeds it from Reddit, and a lot of people on Reddit are just not exactly correct with what they're saying. They're not exactly... There's a lot of, again, misinformation or like incorrect information. Okay, so we're clearing out our HUD of the ammo. We're going to delete these because also our stamina is going to have to be turned. Ah, fuck. Okay, it's separated and cut into sections. Oh god, I don't have Photoshop anymore. I gotta use Affinity. I'm gonna fucking slam my head into my keyboard. Can I get some feedback from you about my Steam page, Grim? Releases soon, so I'm making some last minute changes before pushing some ads. Sure, Nord. I'll try to give whatever feedback I can give. Replenish. Oh yeah, right. Use blade and replenish. Those are outdated. Can delete those animations. Can I link here or will I get smited? You will not get smited. Worry not, you will not be smited. Is that it? Okay. The new voxelized foliage rendering in 5.7. I think it looks cool. It sounds very cool. Dragon Inn. Visualization tool. Designed for online role-playing games. Okay. So it's for D&D, it seems like. Very cool. I would maybe put a little bit of aliasing or anti-aliasing for this one. Just because I can see it being very rigid, but I don't even know, like, is this... I guess the character creator would be pretty important and integral. Is there a color difference here? Am I going crazy? I think there is a slight color difference. So what I would say is... One thing that sucks is having the text here. Because it makes localization a lot harder. So that's one downside, is having the text right inside of the image. These are fine, but obviously you're going to have to localize these if you plan on localizing the page. Yeah, I don't really know if I can give much feedback because, like, I don't really know this space very well. The D&D space. So a lot of this is going to be what I would say is, if you can, I don't know if you already have, and I imagine you probably already have, go to a bunch of dungeon masters and ask them for how they feel about the page, and does it like tick check boxes off their list in terms of like what they'd want out of a system like this. I think one thing I could say is, I guess the lighting feels kind of awkward here. You have like a really dark background, but then the character's lit almost oddly with like unnatural colors, where I'm assuming it'd be more orange, but that's like really nitpicky stuff. Other than that though, we have video, which is good. I would say keep the logo until the end. Yeah, I'd say keep the logo until the end. I don't, like, even though it is a second long. Why is the quality so? There we go. One thing I could say, I guess, in this ending section, the logo's really low res, like almost pixelated. Almost looks like it's been scaled up. I would say that's one nitpicky thing if I were to like point anything out. I can tell it has a little bit of rough edges and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much. Like, I would maybe work on the thumbnail. But I don't know what you would do that would match the what this is trying to be well. Like that, I don't even know, like subtext visualization tool. I don't know. What sticks out in the thumbnail for you? To be completely honest, kind of nothing. Because the background's all brown and then the coin here is brown as well. So everything kind of splotches, and the only thing that kind of sticks out, I guess, is the text, but not in a good way. Kind of just sticks out without really telling me much. If someone were to see the thumbnail, they could think it's not really a visualization tool and more so like a game where you take care of an inn or something like that. I guess that could be one point of improvement. I don't really know though. Like, let's see. What are some other games in this space? The thing is, these are all like, see, look here. They have a map making tool, but that's in, yeah, that's directly in their thumbnail. Virtual tabletop. See, they have it right in the text to let you know what it is. So I would do that. Right here, Dragon Map Maker. See, it's like they're very explicit about like it being a tool. So maybe maybe I would put that. Maybe I would maybe put that is to define that it is a tool. That might be a good idea, at least from the thumbnail. All right, let's figure out how much ammo do we have by default? 7, I guess. Base damage, we'll keep it 0 for now because we're not going to be playing around with that stuff. Thanks for checking it out. Yeah, no worries, Nord. Hopefully whatever feedback I was able to provide is helpful. I'm curious what, in terms of the whole voxelized thing for 5.7, I'm curious what other use cases there are beyond just foliage, you know? I feel like that could be really interesting, seeing what other use cases there are for it. Yes. Very good. Yes, I'd love to see what else we could do. The reality of it is, though, I'm probably never going to use it, though. At least for, like, the next couple games. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe zombie game. Maybe zombie survival game. I make use of Nanite and Lumen. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to use it in a game. What does that mean? Voxelized foliage for 5.7? They have a system that allows for farther foliage to be voxelized, which is more optimal in terms of lighting and shadowing and showing those objects from a distance and whatnot. I would just watch the video. just watch their video about it. I'm not the best person to answer this. For you in your games, what do you consider a successful game? I think it depends on which game it is. I think it depends on which games. For Super Hire, I think it was successful in all aspects. I learned a lot. It sold well. It built up the brand a bit. I don't think there's any complaints for that one, really. Learned a lot of stuff. It has its issues. But I'll learn from that and move it towards the next game. For this game, I don't know what the success would be. What am I listening to? I'm listening to Corpo Mente. I don't know. Yeah, for this game, I would view success as learning gameplay ability system more and being able to create a bunch of abilities in a simplistic manner. So learning these two elements a lot more. Improving in game design. So if we can release this game earlier than 2 years, I think that would be a success as well in its own respect. And while it hitting all the check marks of what I'd want it to be. And then, I don't know, it's selling well enough to keep the business going. Depends on how long I make it for. If it's 2 years, then I guess ideally it'd be nice if it made 200K net. If it makes 200K net, I think we're good. We're in the green, if not more than in the green. But we'll see. My full-time indie? I guess so. I'm full-time unemployed. Full-time unemployed, self-employed, unemployed, unemployed self-employment, self-unemployment. Full-time millionaire? No. Not true. It's not true. So we can start with get current ammo. If it's more than 0. We can start with this. This could be our first stage of this. Why can't I double click on fire release weapon? Now I think about it, you could probably swap a branch for a traffic light. Of course, I think the voxelized foliage could do well with other elements that are also technically considered foliage. Things like small ground details. I could see benefiting from that system, albeit I don't know the details of it just yet, right? But I could see it doing well in those aspects as well, not just trees, but going even further, like even maybe tiny rocks, pebbles, little tiny details, I feel like you probably would not want to use it on large scale stuff. Like, for example, like a whole ass building. They probably wouldn't want you to use it on a whole ass building because it might like suffer quality wise. I could see that becoming a problem. Maybe not. I don't know. That's where it'd be interesting to experiment with it. And also, how easy is it to make your own voxelized stuff? That's another question to ask. How shit is it to make? So let's try this. Every time we fire an arrow, we want to take current ammo and decrement it. So that should mean we should only be able to fire 7 arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. Okay, we're good.
Shit my pants, I did.
Okay, cool. So that's cool. There's a little bit of an ammo element there. Stop. Stop that. Etc. Thank you for the 53 months. Holy moly. The voxel is only really good for situations where you have a lot of overlap happening. That's why I'm thinking like pebbles and stuff could be good, especially if they're instanced and you want to place a bunch. Debris? Debris could be an interesting one. I don't know. Be curious to see how that functions. I'm sure it's mostly for like a lot of overlap, right? That's why I'm trying to think of like, okay, things that have a lot of overlap. Full-time millionaire. I am not a full-time millionaire. Supposed to solve the problem with nanite foliage nuking performance, right? Which was the issue being nanite overdraw, right? Could you maybe voxelize enemies if you wanted a lot of them? I don't know. That's outside of the bounds of my knowledge. How do we want to implement the ammunition? How do you replenish the ammunition? Maybe for now we make it so over time it replenishes. And then maybe we can add additional elements on top of that. Which means I have to make the image a progress bar again because ideally we'd want it. Which also means I've deleted all of the code that we had for that and now I got to recreate it. It would have been nice if I, maybe we, replenish ammo with melee attacks to make people use melee. That's something I thought about. And like that is something we can do. We can still do that. The thing is I don't want too many lootables because we're probably gonna have coins as a lootable. And maybe XP, depending on what we end up doing. So on top of that, having ammo might go a little crazy. A little crazy mode. Was your zombie game more like Hordes? I think the zombie game, I don't want it to be like Hordes. A, that's probably difficult to do in multiplayer. And B, I kind of want to make it more intimate. I guess in the sense where it's like every enemy engagement is almost like an engagement of its own. Okay, let's start with this first. Let's go back and make this a progress bar. Back to this we go. I got like a hair fucking tickling my ear. You mind? Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, hello. What the? What the? Gosh, why isn't it scaling it how I want it to be scaled? Oh. Nope. Wasn't that a funny predicament? What is this button? Oh, binding. We don't do no bindings around here. Having both the dash cooldown and an arrow cooldown might be too much to pay attention to. I don't know, we'll find out. We'll see what we end up doing. I think over time I'd make it so the maybe the player gets ammo back slowly. Could also be like a stat. I don't know why this is not scaling correctly. Oh, does it also need to be the fill image? No. Hello? Why is the progress bar being stupid? Well, that's not very good. What's going on? Ah, fuck it, whatever. Just give me a box. Yeah, whatever, man. Just give me a box. Just give me a box. Just give me a box, man. Am I gonna be playing Battlefield 6? I don't know. I don't know. Get up, Justin. I have no idea. So this is weird. It's almost... Oh, is it because it's a desired size? And the desired size is for some reason not modifying. Okay. But that's concerning because then once it gets added to here, what does that mean for us? Okay, we're just gonna do a box for now. This is as this is as this is as bare bones as it gets. Whoa, they changed the entire like color thing, by the way. Interesting. All right, we'll stick with that for now. What game am I making now? Shooty slashy, hacky slashy, kick punch game. I don't really know yet. It's a roguelite? It's a roguelite. That's about as far as I know. Still trying to figure out all the details. Yeah, I don't know if I'll play Battlefield. Like, I don't know if I really care for Battlefield, to be honest. Like, I do, but I also don't at the same time. Fill from center horizontal. Fill from center. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Wait, can I do a circle then? No, because it's not a proper circle. I need to get a proper circle. Radial. Whatever. We'll just do a square. Played a bit of the campaign beginning. It's kind of cool. It's like the old Battlefield 3/4. Interesting. Very interesting. Crimson's Fantasy in first person. It's not Crimson's Fantasy. Your voice actor? Very cool, Justin. Hell yeah. It's hard to do anyways, multiplayer or single player. Yeah, doing enemy hordes just seems very challenging. Very, very challenging. I don't know if I'd ever want to do that, to be honest. So the 3 dashes, I'm actually going to turn into like a stamina bar. The thing is, I don't have my Photoshop license anymore, so I got to use Affinity. Affinity Photo 2. Let's see if I can find this file and edit it. And not rip my hair out. This fucking shit. No Photoshop. Yeah. Elements. Dash bar. Okay. What's the translate button? How do I turn off anti-aliasing? How do I turn on... How do I change the aliasing type? Um. Oh, fuck. In Photoshop, there's like a button somewhere to change this to like not do what it's doing right now. Where would that be? Here. Transform. I'm just trying to fill it in. I just want to drag this and move it. Could be weighted. Apparently, there's no way to disable it. I call bullshit. Yeah, I'm about to... What if I shift? Control? Alt. Control shift? Risk of Rain music? Yeah, Risk of Rain 2. Hey, Faye, how's it going? There has to be a way to turn off the aliasing on this. Come on, it's the most basic thing, Affinity. Come on, there's got to be assistant settings. Oh, come on.
Shit my pants, I did.
Forgot to
Just
do
copy
one
pasted a
thing,
bunch of
Kappa.
times. I know, but I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to do that. Oh, no. No, I don't want to do that. Please, don't make me. I will purchase another Photoshop license. Faye, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you. Doing good. What about you? I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. Affinity Photo 2. Drag without aliasing. Use the pixel tool for huh? Which tool? Edit preferences, performance, view quality. You must first disable anti-aliasing in the layer's blend options. Then use the move tool to drag and position. This is the AI overview. If this doesn't fucking work, AI sucks balls. I know it already sucks balls, but let's see if it... Blend options. All right, layer blend options. That's what they're saying. There's a button here for blend options, supposedly. Supposedly. Oh, hey, we see. I swear, if this works, I say that that's the stupidest workflow ever, just to do one single fucking thing. Nope. That's stupid. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is very stupid. Just paint it? I'm about to just buy a Photoshop license. I hate this shit. Hold on. Maybe, let me try searching it up again. Maybe there's somebody here. Moving layers, anti-aliasing when moving layer. I'm working in a pixel art and notice that layers get anti-aliased when moving around. This seems pretty random in the case depicted in the attachment. Funny thing happened, blah, blah, blah. Activate snapping, forced pixel alignment, deactivate move by whole pixels to avoid this. And then activate transform panel and set edit preferences UI to 6 decimal digits for the pixel values. If anybody ever tells me to ever use Affinity again, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. If I set this to nearest neighbor and then I drag it. No. Let's say I drag the correct thing, which is this, and then I drag it. No. Where was the settings? Go back to the settings. I just want to do one simple thing. I just want to learn it right now. That's why I'm going through it. I could easily just copy paste this 5 million times, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I can do that. But then I don't learn anything. I do something really fucking stupid. It has to be if I drag something and then I want to move it without this happening. There's got to be a way for me to do this and it not getting blurry. That's just not how this program works. God, what a fucking piece of shit. God, what a piece of shit. Me just wanting to do something really simple. Maybe there's a way of doing this without it blurring. God, that's just like, I don't think I've ever wanted this to happen with any of my images. And also, like, I'm dragging this here and then it somehow drags some of the pixels here. I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a couple pixels dragging outside of my selection zone. Uh, huh. Bigger selection, maybe? I think no matter what, even if I do a larger selection and try to stretch this out, it's going to do some weird shit, like you can see here. When you select just one singular pixel in Photoshop and you try to drag it, and if you set it to nearest neighbor or whatever, yeah, and maybe interpolation is the word. Move, drag, interpolation. Move, drag, turn off. It's a change of interpolation type when scaling elements. When using the move tool to resize your object, ensure that the force pixel alignment is enabled and move by whole pixel is disabled on the top bar. Okay. This will ensure that your elements are on whole pixel values for the X and Y. Alternatively, you can use the blend options to force anti-aliasing to be off on specific layers. You can find, well, like we tried that and that didn't work. It didn't do anything. They have the exact same issue that I have. This was in 2024. And it has still not been fixed. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. So. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. What a piece of shit program. Yeah, you can't tell me otherwise. So what I have to do is copy, paste, copy, copy, paste, okay, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Instead of Photoshop, how about Clip Studio? I think I'll just get Photoshop again. I think I'll just go back to Photoshop. You know, I think I'll just go back to what works. Even though I fucking hate the company that owns it. Honestly. Wow. That's crazy that I had to do all of that. I think if anybody tries to tell me, hey, you should try out Affinity ever again, if I could, I would reach through the screen, through the camera, into them and choke them like Bart Simpson and be like, shut up! Anyways, let's turn that off. Let's see how do you export again? Save as? That's not it. Export. PNG. Oh yeah, baby. All right. And then we're going to re-import this. All right. And now we got a big dash bar without segments. If someone said you should use Maya, there'd be a bunch of things you wouldn't like. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure Maya users using Blender probably feel the same way. But me searching it up and then finding out that there's no way of doing that thing, that's kind of crazy. I wouldn't mind using Maya, to be honest. I wouldn't mind trying it out. All right, we got a full bar now. Now, that's just a very temporary design. Just means the way that you know of doing something isn't how it's done in that program, not that it's a bad program. I would consider as what I was trying to do a pretty basic thing that should be in image editing, image manipulation software. And the fact that it gives you no control over that and dragging just automatically interpolates it in a way that, by the way, goes outside of your selection zone, I don't think is good. Like, ever. Maybe I should use Designer, but that's for SVGs, and I don't want to use that, especially when my original image is already a PNG and not an SVG. Sure, we can go upon the thesis that it's just not a program for me. This is not a program for me. But the streamer side of me wants to say, it's dog shit. Yeah, it's just kind of a piece of shit. Yeah. Like having no control over your drag and it automatically interpolating it in a really weird way and having no control over that. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that's a good thing. Sure, you could say it's being done differently, but then that just goes to show it's a specific software for a very specific type of person who's doing different types of things. Whereas I'm doing things that are like, I like to focus on the specific pixels. If I used the tool and did it the way it was doing, we'd have a big fucking hole, or we'd have like weird gradients at that bottom pixel that's like half opacity. It would look fucked. You know, it would look fucked. Yeah, and even Paint, I'm pretty sure... Well, Paint does no interpolation at all, if I remember correctly. We can check, actually. Let's see. How does Paint work when it comes to the selection tool? If I do a selection... Let's see. If I do a selection, like this right here is a perfect... Been a while since I've used Paint. How do I do a singular pixel selection? Okay, problem one, guys. I don't know if you could do a singular pixel selection. All right, guys, I think Paint also fucking sucks. Why can I only go... Why can I only go to the left? Ah! See, this is what I would have wanted from the thing. That's what I would have wanted. Just raw pixels, even though it's doing it incorrectly. But because I don't think you can do a single pixel selection for some reason. Making UI in Paint now. Paint doesn't even have transparency. How do you deal with that part? Good, Nate. How's Unreal Engine 5 treating you? I turned off a bunch of shit, and I think it's running pretty well. I don't have like any issues. We went to DX11. We went to DX11. We turned off like the telemetry stuff. Honestly, it feels pretty good. Do we have iframes when we dash? I think we do. That's because Maya costs 4,000 euros. Well, how much is Maya Indie? Did I turn off Luminant, etc.? I'm pretty sure by going to DX11, it essentially turns that all off, but I did turn it off prior to switching to DX11 as well. Most of the benefits from using UE5 is just new optimization stuff. It's more up to date when it comes to support with consoles and Windows 11, which I was running into weird issues with my UE4 project with some people crashing with Windows 11, which is perplexing, to say the least. But there's other tools that we're going to be using a lot of, I think, for in UE5, like a bunch of shit, PCG, whatever. I'm sure Gaz has really received some a little bit of love in UE5. You got a Bluetooth? Okay, so big next part. We need to make it so we replenish the ammo. How everything works out. Low streams, by the way. I don't come here often. Now and then with no account, just in the background. I think this is my third account or something. Wait, what happened to the other ones? Well, where are they? Where have they gone? Why are they stuck in the void? Where did they go? Oh, temp emails. Right. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Probably I got a shadow ban. Well, it depends on how you're using those temp emails or what kind of temp email you're using. If you're like actually manually making them, or you're using like one of those websites that creates like a throwaway email for you. I don't know how that would function or work. Okay, so the ammunition to work. What am I gonna, hold on, how am I gonna do this? Well, let's first start with this. The Halo art director left Halo Studios. Seems like there's bad blood. Well, I wouldn't immediately go under that assumption. Could just be that that person just wants to move on. Like, how long has that person worked there? He left with an ominous message? Oh, okay. I guess that changes things. I suppose that does change things a little bit. Depending on how ominous it is. Saying he's going to tell the full story next year. Oh. There's another Mick Gordon situation. Is this another Mick Gordon situation? There's little more I can say for the moment, though I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it is absolutely safe to do so next year. And then it continues, I know that the state of the industry seems dire, but never forget that you are free to choose. No illusion of security, nor promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics, or values. And no one could force you to. Stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong. Yeah, it almost sounds like the way this comes across, it almost sounds like the studio was told to start using more AI or some shit, probably. Maybe influence their developers to go into more crunch. It sounds like that's what's going on. And again, guess who does those? Guess who makes those decisions? Guess who makes those decisions, guys? The C-suite. Coming up with unrealistic goals and the big C. Big C. And I ain't talking the big C as in the word that you'd say in probably, I think it's Ireland, that usually defines female genitalia. I'm talking the big corpo. The big C as in corpo. Corpa. So, or he wanted to use AI and got denied. Let's be real. In this situation, in most of these situations, it's usually like the person does not want to use AI. Actually, I describe them that way too. Well, yes, sure, you could. Good up, Erico. Long time no see. 5 years of working on the same game. Bunch of people are starting to trickle into the stream. It's like, finally, he's doing something different. Finally, he's doing something different. It's Crimson's Fantasy. No, it's not. It's not Crimson's Fantasy. Guys, it's not Crimson's Fantasy. I apologize. I know I'm bursting a few bubbles here, but it is not Crimson's Fantasy, unfortunately. Okay, so this will be our ammo box for now. Stay late to make game faster, no benefits. Classic. Are the allegations true that you are on talks with Mick Gordon for this game? No, but exclamation mark allegations. There are allegations that I am an idiot, game dev, and it might be true. I am a bit stupid. I am a bit dumb and rough around the edges. And I might be an asshole. Did you ever get frustrated with the engine? I honestly think I got 1 or 2 brain damage from using it for years. 80 frames on give or take a base level. Well, just got to turn everything off or adjust a bunch of the variables to kind of fit your needs. All that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of developers that are using Lumen in a project that does not need Lumen. And maybe they're using it like incorrectly. I am actually going to say that incorrectly. They're using it incorrectly. Potentially. And also, I think there's something to say if it's an empty level and it's at that level, I think it's like there are base things with like nanite and whatnot where it is going to eat like an upfront value, but then once you start scaling up the level, it's like, oh, you can actually do that. when you previously were not able to. That being said, for my games, I don't plan on using any of that stuff. At least for now. I could see Ronin using Lumen. That could be sick. Having real-time GI could be really cool for a Cyberpunk game with all like the lights and everything. You know, I can see that doing pretty well, but it would probably need a lot of work for it to look good. Because I don't really like how noisy it looks. Stop giving us hope with Ronin. Or you're gonna go big with big mode to C++. What's this Stromboli spaghetti I'm seeing? Hey, we're still using a mix of it all, okay? We're still using a mix. We're doing some C++. We're doing a bit of Blueprint too, okay? It's a mix. It's a mix, all right? You got a little bit of fried rice here, okay? Fried rice. This is fried rice. And then you got a little bit of spaghetti, okay? We're multicultural over here. All right? I'm a big fan of all cuisines. In fact, I ordered some Vietnamese yesterday. It's fucking delicious. When's the Crimson Engine coming out? The right-wing grifter engine, Crimson Engine. Crimson does sound like it'd be associated with like a right-wing grifting engine. Damn it! Crimson fried rice? You saying a color fried this rice? Yeah. Oops, ass. Okay, back to what we were working on. Ammo. I'm overcomplicating this for something that I just want something simple done. Yes, this is what the stream was missing. Some diversity. Unwoke fork of Unreal with quintupled frame times when forcing MSAA into a deferred pipeline when? What happened to that Godot engine, by the way? What happened to that one? Is it fucking dead? Godot or whatever it was fucking called?
I can't take any more of this politics with my game engine. I'm gonna make a fork and call it Godot, and it's gonna be way better. The best. It's gonna be the best engine fork.
What happened to that? Let's take a look. Godot GitHub. Redot engine. Okay. Last submit was... All right. Last commit was a merge from Godot. Okay. All right. Last month, it was a merge pull request. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Wait, hold on. They're creating an entirely different thing called the Rex engine. Right. Where we aim to create a modern engine using Godot engine as a starting point, free from Godot's choices and shortcomings, and innovate in ways not currently possible here within Godot engine. Right, so they created a different repo for an entirely different thing. And the last commit was 3 months ago. They forked the fork. There's a fork of the fork. And it's way better. It's 10 times better than Godot. They got a bunch of shortcomings. AKA, I don't agree with their political opinions. Fuck those guys. Anyways. God, man. God. Godot's pretty cool. I'm creating my own engine using CUDA and HIP. Perhaps it'll run on 20 frames, so it's mine and mine alone. Man. Which one's the less woke one, though? I don't know. It seems that Godot doesn't have much to worry about in the end. Yeah, they're all like, Godot's gonna die. It's like, this engine's gonna die, says the racists and the sexists and the homophobes and the... and I won't continue, but it's like it just keeps going. Almost like it's a very loud minority. Yeah. Much work going on. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I want to put this ammo system. I guess we'll put it in the player HUD. Yeah, I guess we'll handle it in the player HUD. Same shit, different weird unwashed figurehead whipping them all up. I think they maybe... hold on, let's see. Was there a tip link in any of these? There must be a tip link somewhere here, right? Discord server. Yeah. There's got to be some sort of... maybe they didn't get to that point. Maybe they didn't get to the monetization just yet. Trying to find a way to swindle money out of people. They're on Twitter, apparently. They're on Twitter? Oh, they're reposting stuff. October 6th. Oh, wow. They're actually in development. It makes me want to go and poke Godot engine. Godot's less retarded cousin. Yeah. Yeah, that's sick. That's really cool. Yeah, I guess that's what their engine is built on. Oh, by the way, still merging things from Godot. The actual Godot fork itself, like the Godot, the main Godot branch. Check out Unreal Engine AngelScript. I would use AngelScript, but the thing is, you're kind of on your own if shit goes south. And they literally tell you that. Like, their documentation is like, you should have an engineer on your team that can fix things if need be with AngelScript if something goes wrong. And it looks really cool, but I'd rather just use base UE, C++ and whatnot, even though AngelScript does look very cool and very enticing. So I think Unity bullshit helped Godot a lot. More people trying it out, seeing how good and comfy it is. Unreal's awesome, but it takes some work, a lot of work to get it working. Godot's light and simple, yet so powerful. All that's needed is there. I just say, use whatever you want to use. You know what I mean? You know, use whatever you want to use. I'll use my engine. You know, people can do whatever the hell they want to do. I laugh at everything. I poke fun, and, you know, I'm very critical about Unreal. I poke fun at Godot. I poke fun at Redo, I guess, which is supposedly Godot's less retarded cousin, or whatever, supposedly. That is apparently the definition, and retweeted by the official Godot Twitter. Crimson Engine? Nah, I'm good, man. I'll just use Unreal and figure out the stuffs. The Unity drama is legit. The Godot drama is just, yeah. I think it was just, you know, just Silly. I don't know. It's just so... The world is silly. The entire world is silly. I'll just end it there. Everything is silly. If you don't make your own game engine from scratch, you're not a real game dev. That's fine. I don't give a shit about titles. I'm just here to make cool video games. That's all I care about. And hopefully make some money. Hopefully buy a house one day. I don't know. That'd be cool. In this economy, I don't know. It's kind of tough, but you know, that'd be cool. Maybe retire, but probably not, because the retirement system is most likely going to be shit by the time I'm too old. And I don't know how the hell Zoomer is going to be paying for my retirement, because that's basically how it works. How's the house economy in Canada? It's like minimum, like where I live, minimum like $1 million for some shitty dinky house that probably has like internal issues and whatever. Man, where do I put this ammo? I think we'll just put it in the HUD. Yeah, we'll just put it in the HUD. Because if I remember correctly, the HUD is created... before the weapon. Okay, that's not good. What new game is this? It's action roguelite. It's a hacky slashy fantasy thing. Yeah. So I remember once I saw a shack listed around 800K around my area. I don't remember the land, but my God. I'm sure it's just a North America thing, but Europe has its own issues too in its own ways. And I don't know how Asia works in terms of the house economy. It was in Denmark? Hmm. Okay, so we spawn the HUD. We already have a weapon. So we can go in here. We can cast to our character. First person character. Get player character. I'll have to enjoy this while it lasts, being able to use these nodes. Because one day, once we do multiplayer, I won't be able to use these as often anymore. I think in this case, with a HUD, I think all I'd have to do is get owning player. Pawn. I think. And I think that would be okay in the multiplayer sense. I think get player character is okay as well because the widget is not replicated. So I think that one might work in this case as well. But yeah, probably won't be using these nodes all that much once we do multiplayer. Once we get to that point. For now, though, I don't gotta worry. I can do all this stupid shit. I can put my code anywhere. I'll just put that shit anywhere. Hey. Instantiate. Initialize ranged weapon. HUD. No, get ranged weapon reference. That's gonna piss me off, isn't it? Wife and I bought a house 10 years ago. In a couple of months, we'll have paid it all. I don't feel such a sense of accomplishment. It'll make us way more money, not having to pay back the loan anymore. Sure, it's something, but somehow I expected this to feel way better than this. Hey, at least you did it. You know? At least you did it. I think that goes to that whole concept of like waiting for something to make you happy, but in reality, when that thing comes around, it's not necessarily going to make you happy, you know? It's like happiness isn't something that's chased. Because once you do actually reach the thing that you've been reaching for, it's like not... It might give a temporary moment of happiness, but then there's something else that comes along.
Well, now we bought the house, but the damn bathroom's a fucking piece of shit, man. That toilet keeps clogging. It's a... Oh.
That's when you buy a second house? Ah, now you're talking. Now you're talking. Why deal with 2 property taxes when you can deal... Why deal with 1 property tax when you can deal with 2 property tax? Oh... Range weapon reference. We want to get the max ammo. And this is going to be the amount of... Yeah. So by default, we should now see... Oh, I forgot to call the function.
Shit my pants, I did.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. Yeah, that happens a lot. So we should see 7 boxes. Well, I'll never be able to tell because there's no padding. Okay. Her. Sound, by the way, thank you for the 51 months. How are you doing? Howdy do. Howdy do. All right. Size to content is not... I don't want that. Get that out of here. And then in here, when we initialize these, we want to add some padding. Left. 4 pixels. 4 pixels. Very good. Okay, so we got 7 boxes, which means we're doing this correctly. It looks like shit, but don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. Perhaps I'll see you in a few months with a new account. Hey, Nate, thanks for dropping by, man. Hope things go well for you. The amount of lime in our water drives me nuts. Oh, God. Oh, God. Did I tell you guys that I started using, like, distilled water with, like, these kind of, like, packets that you put in the distilled water for my coffee machine? Just so I don't have to clean the coffee machine as much, or like the espresso machine. I honestly have not... I don't see any difference in flavor, but at least I don't have to do as much maintenance with my... Ah! At least I don't have to do as much maintenance with the machine. I don't know why the wall running sometimes chooses to just activate on its own when I'm punching. Her. DevOps is arguably more difficult than SWE. What is a SWE? Software environment? Software engineering. I don't know what actually goes into the development of DevOps. I'm sure it's different in each industry. They solve different kinds of issues. Her? I'm gonna surround this with a size box. Does that actually carry over? It does. Okay, good. That way I can at least see all of our like UI elements there. Albeit 32 is a bit big, so maybe we, just for now, make it a little bit smaller, just so it doesn't look super shit. All right. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Ideally, we'd also get a little bit of like hitbox stuff in here, like headshots, dealing more damage. Networking 2 is also beast in and of itself. Everything is new to me. You'll get there, brother. You'll get there. You'll get there. Learning new things is always good. Sometimes. Always good most of the time. Always good most of the time. Okay, so now we need to make this update. So, progress bar. Let's set it to 1 by default. Okay, we got our ammo. Now, when we use an ammo, we want to get the leftmost ammo element that is not filled up. And we have a boolean for that, which is great. Great. How the hell am I going to do this? Oh. Yeah, we'll figure it out, I guess. Like teaching conic sections to a 5th grader still learning their multiplication tables. That reminds me when they moved me up a grade when I moved from Montreal to Ontario. And they immediately had a quiz for multiplication. And this was me being moved up a grade. And I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at. I was like, what the hell is multiplication? And then like days later, they went into division. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And that was when everything went downhill. That's when my entire school experience went downhill. Started flunking everything because I was like behind on everything. Cool character dissolve effect. Yeah, that was like when we were thinking like enemies would be like demons and they would like wither away. We might keep that for like all of their monsters. I could see that being a cool effect throughout the entire game, but we'll see. Okay, so we need to determine a way whenever we use ammo. Like, I know a way of doing it, but it's not very clean. That's my problem. Maybe let's just get it in, because at the end of the day, we just need our prototype. We just need the game. We just need something for people to play test, and then we can figure out the rest from there. That's it. That's all there is to it. Yeah, that's it. So I'm actually going to go to our base ranged weapon, and I'm going to make a new function for this called decrement ammo, I suppose. I assume Super High was a smashing success. I think it did pretty well. AK. I think it did pretty well. I don't know how long I could go full-time on this stuff. We'll find out. I could probably, I think I could probably go full-time for, I don't know, it depends on what I do with my money. I could probably go full-time for a few years, I think. Possibly. Maybe? I don't know. Depends how much the economy collapses. Who knows? Who knows? Mobile games are where it's at. My bud's making $600 a day with mobile games. That's cool, man. I just don't know if I'd have fun. If I would have fun with that. I don't know if I'd have fun with that, to be honest. Just like how I would not have fun using UEFN, and supposedly people are making bank with UEFN. I applaud them. I think that's awesome. I just don't. It's not for me. I want to do this. I want to do cool PC games and shit. I want to do cool PC games, and then get my balls stepped on by gamers saying things in the Steam reviews and typing weird shit in the Steam discussion forum. Yeah, UEFN is Unreal Engine for Fortnite. Why am I having such a hard time with this right now? Why am I having such a hard time with this? Decrement this. Then go to our owner character. Say, hey, I need your HUD. And then read from the HUD. And then say, hey. Or do I create this as an event dispatcher? Like, maybe event dispatcher might be a good idea, because then anything could use this if need be. We could say ammo changed. I'll do ammo decremented. Wait. Okay. We spawn the HUD after, which means we already have the reference to weapon. Good. Good. Very good. Very good. Ammo changed. And for now, we'll just do something stupid. We'll just do something stupid, which is we'll go through the entire thing. We'll do it like this. 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 Smart? No, 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 not smart. Not smart at all. But we'll do it like this for now. What's the game looking like right now? Hold on, I'll show it in a second if I can get this going real quick. No, it's set percent. Okay, this is bare bones version of what I want to do for this, but there's various other things I want to do as well. So we set the percent from this filled state. Then we go in the player HUD, and then we do a cast to single ammo element. Filled state is going to be unfilled. And then we're gonna do a reverse for loop, and then we're gonna check how much ammunition we have currently. Yeah. It's not good code, but it'll work. It'll work. Yeah, it'll do. It'll do. I think. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot. I'm not calling the actual event. Oh. Stupid. What are some other spots where we call current ammo? Nowhere. I think it's just there. Wait, is it not reverse for loop? Oh, right, because we start from the left. Ah, man. I'm a... My brain was like, well, we got to do a reverse if we want from the left side. Wait, what? It's doing it the exact same way. Yeah, whatever. It shows the ammo count. That's what it is, yeah. Is it gonna be first person medieval? It's like first person fantasy? But this is like super early. It's it ain't there yet. You know, it ain't there yet. Still got a lot of work to do. So, next thing, we need to replenish our ammo over time. It'd be cool to show an animation of how long the current replenished ammo is at. Unless I just say fuck it and we make it so the enemies replenish the ammo or something. For now though, maybe we do both? I don't know. Let's see here. I'm still kind of confused as to why. Can I do this? Will that reverse it or call a copy of the... I think it will call copy. I don't think it's going to actually reverse it. No. That's fine. That's fine. What are we cooking? We're working on ammunition now. We're working on some ammunition. 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 Replenish ammo. Let's put this under a category called ammo. Decrement ammo and replenish ammo. And then we're going to take our current ammo and increment the integer. And then we're going to call ammo decremented. Ammo incremented. Probably not the best thing ever, but that's okay. Let's, you know what, actually, yeah, I don't like that. We're gonna change this to ammo changed. And that should reflect in the player HUD as well. Ammo changed, ammo changed. Okay, good. I think I prefer that. Ammo changed, and then we replenish ammo. So replenishing is gonna be on a timer. 3 seconds. Then we're going to check, is current ammo currently still less than the max ammo? If that's true, let's go ahead and rerun that timer. Okie dokie. How do you add, what's the, like, text that you would use to create a base event dispatcher in C++? How do you create an event dispatcher in C++? I don't think you can. Can someone correct me on that? Can you create an event dispatcher in C++ that can be called in Blueprint? Delegates. Oh, they're just delegates. Hmm. Interesting. Delegate this? What the hell? Ah, yes. Good old Unreal Garden or Ben UI's website coming to the rescue. Very cool. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Oh, I see. So you can call it in C++. Very interesting. The syntax is weird. I really hate how they don't like. There's some things that are kept consistent between Blueprint and C++, and then other things that are not. For example, a rotator, or if I remember correctly, a vector. Wait, which one was it? Was it a vector or was it a... Yeah, I think it's a vector. Is like all over the place. It's like not XYZ, it's like XZY or some shit. There's something I remember where like all of the numbers are like different. I don't remember if it was a rotator. I think it was a rotator. Or was it a vector? I want to say it's a rotator. A rotator brotator. I'm back on the same account. Shocking, I know. Damn, he remembered his email. This email will live on for another day. At least. I always end up coming back to this fella. The Pobeto tutorials. I will, I'll take a look. Okay, replenish ammo. Hold on. Let's see if the replenish ammo works, by the way. Guys, I have news. Replenish ammo is working. However, every time we decrement ammo, we reset the timer for replenish ammo, which is not cool. In fact, it's very not Pog. So ideally, it'd be cool to have them play an animation when they're filling up, like the box that's currently filling up. Right now it's just instantly filling up. So demo out tomorrow. I think we're a little ways away. I think we're a little ways away from a demo. I'm gonna be honest. We might be a little bit ways away. I think we might be a little ways away from demo. When do you think you'll do the first playtest? Ideally, I think in a month would be when I'd probably want to get started on doing playtests. That would be like my goal of like getting people to start trying it, like trying out the prototype and whatnot. Whenever it's fun, obviously, or whenever I think it's reached a point where it's like, okay, this is worthwhile for people to try out. But ideally, the goal would be next month for sure. Getting that shit out early. Okay. The dream thing that I'd like to put in now is whenever an ammo is replenishing, it'd be nice to actually see it replenishing. Sounds like polish. Could be. Could very well be. Or I just say fuck it. And we just make it so every single little element fills up if it's not filled. Event tick, baby. Event tick. Nah. Event tick in the player HUD. Wait, we have an event tick already. That's fine, that's fine, fine. This is good, this is good, this is good. Hold on, hold on. I know this is polish, but bosh. Get progress. Get timer remaining time, get timer elapsed time. Progress bar 29. Progress bar 29, baby. Get timer elapsed time. So this will be 3 seconds, which is the max time. Then we want to divide it by the remaining time. Do you want to take the... I mean, no, not whatever the fuck that is. What the hell was that? Time span? Who cares? We take that and we put that in... the percentage. Wait, I gotta invert it. I'm fucking stupid. If we want 0 to be 1 and 1 to be 0, we I'm gonna do something really stupid. Because I'm sure there's a way of doing it, but I'm just gonna do it like this because I'm really lazy. I'm really lazy. There you go, map range clamped. My savior. I love map range clamped, even though it's probably like way more complicated than doing a simple mathematical thing. All right. Or wait, hold on. Would we do the opposite by actually just doing division on the elapsed time rather than the remaining time? It's that easy, baby. It's that easy. I guessed that one, but I did it. And it fucking works. And it continues to still fill up even if you use ammunition. Oh, dude. Dude, it covers all the... Dude. Dude. I don't like filling from the center, though. I'm not a big fan. Not a fan from fill from center. I'm going to do from bottom to top. Bottom to top. Bottom to top, baby. Bottom to top. It doesn't really, like, fit the vibe, but that's okay. It, at least... Fill from where? Filled from bottom to top. Bottom to top. Good, Carl. Maybe you should have stuck with 4.27.2. It's the latest Unreal version. Why? Why? Why, Carl? Why should I stuck? Why should I have stuck with 427.2 FM? Unreal's a red flag in gaming. You know, you're a red flag in gaming, Matt. The cutest. You thought about that one, motherfucker? I only use Vista for development. 5 minutes later. Hey guys, sorry. My computer got some ransomware. I'm on my phone. Lumen is unnecessary and I like Unreal 4. Have you ever thought that Unreal 5 has more tools and additions other than Lumen and Nanite? Have you thought about that one? I'm using DX11 with Lumen and Nanite turned off. Okay, cool. We got our ammo working and it does everything I need. In fact, it's doing everything I need. You know what we could do? Our health is currently diamonds. What is the image that we're using here? It's not an image. It's a image. It's a box that's it rotated by 45 degrees. That's fucking crazy past me. Past Crimson, you're a psychopath. And honestly, I respect it. Honestly, I respect it. I don't think I can do that. I'm pretty sure if I rotate this by 45 degrees, the progress bar is going to go from like that. You know what? I like it. It's different. And that's exactly what we need in our basic prototype. That's fine. We can, yeah, sure, let's do it. I like it. Big fan. Huge. Now all we have to do is increase the padding a little bit because it's, they're stuck together. That's artistic expression. Hell yeah! Yeah. Yeah, so far Unreal 5 is okay. It's doing okay. After turning off a bunch of shit and turning on DX11 and turning off the telemetry and all this other shit, it's good. It's working. I hate being able to bind a function to any conceivable animation node. I love typing function names into my anim states and hoping I never rename them. I will. Are you talking about, what's it called in animations? You are talking about property access, I believe. It sounds like you're talking about property access. Is this width and height override actually being taken into account? Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, it is. Guys, I don't know about the rotated by 45 degrees box. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I feel about the rotated box. You know, I'm gonna be the one to say it. I don't know how I feel about the rotated box. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I feel about the rotated box, but I don't think it's doing what I wanted to do. Whatever, we'll just stick with this. This is good enough. We have our ammo. It replenishes. This is a good start for our prototype slash test playtest thingy slash thing. U5, you can literally write a function and bind it to an animate node like a single player. Sequence player is state machine in state. Have it called within that node. Updates are becoming relevant. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's cool. Interesting. I know there's the whole thing with blend spaces, but I didn't know that they added even more stuff like that. That's cool. I like that. We could make them arrowheads. I think for now it's fine. It does the job of what we want it to do. Have I ever used the Git version for Unreal? Yeah, I have. And never again. I loved having 200 gigabytes on my computer and having to build the source and spend 3 hours staring at the source build while it happens. And then also the fact that it functions completely differently than the launcher version for whatever fucking reason. And there's like a bunch of bugs that I never saw before, even though it was the exact same branch. I loved dealing with that. Loved dealing with that. It was good times. Maybe one day I'll use the source version again, but I don't see myself needing to use it right now unless I need to like read some code. And I can just do that by directly reading from the Git. So, from GitHub. I'm good. I like to keep my sanity. I like to keep my sanity. At least some of it. At least some of it. Does it matter if you only use blueprints? I mean, will it affect the performance? Depends on what you're doing. I'm starting to use a mix of C++ and Blueprint now, though, so... I am using a mix now. Okay, so we have ammo. We have replenishing ammo. Looks good. Yes. Basic bow animations for first person. I'd say, like, we have... I think this is good enough. Right? Right, guys? To start with. Like, we don't need the fucking thing to go back or anything like that. What's next? Strong attacks, probably. I think that would be our next piece of the puzzle. And then maybe like the stab attack when you're sprinting into an attack. That would be a cool next thing to do. What's it about? Yeah, it's a first-person action fantasy roguelike game, monsters and shit. I don't know what it's about. Listen, I don't know. We'll find out as we work on it. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. For all I know, it could become an extraction game. Like, I don't know yet. I genuinely don't know, because I don't know how I feel about the Risk of Rain item concept just yet. You know, I don't know how to do I don't know yet. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Looks like Blood Thief? Why? Just because it has a sword and dashing and a bow and... Yeah, I guess. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, extracting from heaven. Like, we could do, like, the Dark and Darker kind of vibe, where your items give you the buffs and whatnot, and then like items are randomized and whatnot. We could go down that route. We could. What would a strong bow shot be? Triple shot? See, that's what I'm thinking. Like, one of the stats could be projectile count. You know what I mean? I don't know if there would be a strong bow shot. I think maybe it could be like... I was thinking about that. Because we had that for the whole... we had that for the whole, like, weapon throwing thing. I do kind of like having a timing-based thing for the bow. So... Hey, peace out, Nate. Hey, get some rest. Get some rest. Get some rest. Watch a Bob Ross episode. That'll help you.
Bob Ross. Bob Ross. Rossi of Bob.
Almost sounded like I was speaking Spanish there. Rossio Bob. No hablas español. Okay. Okay. Where to here? Where to from here? We are going to have to get started on the abilities / spells. Soon. Ish. It's pretty important. It's right there. It's on the board. We got to do that at some point. I think let's fully fleshed out an environment. Scotty in the back of the room. Someone throws a pizza at Scotty. Hey, shut up, man. Whole pizza, by the way, the whole thing. Without the box, just the like a frisbee. All right. Wait, hold on. One thing I wanted to do. When we hit an enemy with a sword, I want to reduce the amount of knockback it deals. What? Project full of gas? No, not gasoline. No, I ain't talking gasoline. I ain't talking oil. I'm talking... Where the fuck am I? I'm talking... What the hell is this? Oh, wait. Sword hit scan. There we go. Please hold. My brain is currently operating at low speeds. Gameplay ability system. That's what we're talking. It's this magical thing in Unreal Engine that makes me want to tear out my eyeballs. But I think it's a good thing to learn. Gas as in diesel. Yeah, I'm running backwards. What's it to ya? I don't think this does anything. If I set this to 0, are the enemies still gonna get... moved around. Yep. That's not it. We need to look into the we need to look into the enemies. Show me the enemies. Show me the enemy. Okay. Damage actor, physical animation hit, play rate, bunch of bullshit, reset anim duration. More bullshit. Go here, do that. Wait, what? The fuck? Physical animation hit? Where's huh? Where do we call that? Guys, I'm a little lost. How do we launch where do we call this? Sword hit scan, launch enemy character, strength 300. Oh, I found it. I found it. It was all the way at the bottom here. It wasn't over here. It was actually right over here. Am I fucking stupid? Yeah. There we go. That feels more like a sword and not like a hammer. Oh yeah. Don't do that. I'm gonna explode. That feels more like a sword. Reducing the knockback. The first ever fart-powered game. No, not that kind of gas. Sounds like a railway stop. Gas and gasp? Gas and gasp? What's the gasp for? Why would someone gasp when they enter the gas station? Or the pump? Gasping for how low the prices are? Damn, now that's some marketing right there. I'm already seeing the thing. They pull up with their car and then they see gas and gasp and they're like and then they show the shot and then show the shot of him fueling it up and they're like fucking happy as shit, and then they show the prices. Lowest prices in America. Gas and gasp. Oh my god. Oh my god. Trademark it. And by trademark it, I mean me trademark it, because that's mine. It's only business, baby. There's something funny about punching them in the face, and we need to make that, like, more impactful. We need to make it so punching them in the face is, like, way more impact. I'm stuck. We're losing money? No, we're not. We're stealing all the customers from the competition. It's just the price to pay. Is there a slide? There is a slide. It's just not very good right now, and it's kind of buggy. Yeah, it's a little buggy. I wish I could tell you why it is, but... Oh, see? There you go. There it is. There it is. All right. We need those strong attacks. I'm just fucking dreading figuring out how we're going to make that work. Or we need the ability / spells. We do need those spells. So I was looking at Dark and Darker. I didn't realize Dark and Darker only has 2 abilities? You only have 2 abilities in Dark and Darker? So then I asked the question, should we make it so our game only has 2 abilities and not 4? 4 is a lot of abilities. We could just do 2. Or maybe we do 4. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. It's for magic users in Dark and Darker, they have a wheel to switch the spells that they use, right? My fucking old man hands can barely handle 1 ability in Borderlands 4. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should get good. Maybe you should get good. Listen, old man, you're not the target audience, all right? My target audience is people that are contributing to the economy and not someone abusing everybody else and then telling them to work harder. My rate just went up 2 times. What? Shit. Motion sickness toggle, please and thank you. Well, I'll definitely be putting in a bunch of accessibility settings as time goes on, for sure. Yeah, the wizard has an entire book. I keep forgetting about that. Let's put a task on the board. Okay. Put a task on a board. Sprinting using stamina. Okay. Okay. Sprinting using stamina. Yes, yes. Okay. Turn stamina into a float value. Yep. Stamina? Yeah, I think it's inevitable. Well, maybe not, but, you know, we at least want something when you're sprinting. Maybe it, like, freezes your stamina and, like, it doesn't go back up or something. I don't know. We'll see. Wait, hold on. I gotta try that. Oh, no, you bounce off them. Oh, look at him do the wiggle. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. This guy's shaking his butt. Or, well, his explosive butt. Yeah, I'm just worried about controller usage. If we have more than 2 abilities, I could see 2 abilities. I don't know, like, we could figure it out. But I guess for controller, we're always just gonna have a, like, active ability button or something. I don't know, active ability, I guess. Controller laughing emoji? Yeah, alright. What? Yeah? Got him. Good jazz. Vaulting? We got vaulting. It's just, there's no animation for it. Kind of. Can you do me a big favor and add a big bell to that doorway, and when you hit it, it rings? Listen, man, I thought you hated Overwatch. That sounds like an Overwatch pilled thing to do. That's like a really Overwatch pilled thing to do. Oh, wait, no, it's not Overwatch. Never mind. That sounds very Overwatchy, though. That reminds me of Overwatch. That one, is it Mexico? I think it's a Mexico map. I think. I don't remember. Game loop time. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think. I don't know. It's been a while. How are you? I'm okay. I think it is Dorado. I think, right? Is that the map that has the bells? I want to say there's multiple levels that have bells. Is that just the bells from CS? I think CS has bells too. Listen, man, literally every game has bells. Who cares? Whatever. Yours doesn't? It will. Maybe. One day. Perhaps.
Who knows?
Only time will tell. Okay, how can we do a really basic version of the punch? I have an idea. We slow down the animation when doing the punch. And then when we release, we speed it up. Thoughts? I don't care. I don't care about your thoughts. So like if I do that, it's perfect. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I need. I think. How do you do a looping point? I don't know. I don't work here. Thanks, man. Thanks for the fucking help, man. Add section. Add section. New section. Loop start. Huh? Um... Metadata. Double click the section. Aha! Loop start. Loop start. Loop start. Add section. Loop end. My eyeballs. So we go here, and then and then hold on. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, you can kind of see it on screen. I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that. I think loop start should be right here. He's so angry he's shaking. Our fantasy truly is Doom Guy. It truly is. Doom of Guy. Now, of course, we probably want a different punch animation. You can also drag in multiple. Yeah, we could do that as well. I'm gonna go. We're gonna do this very hacky for now, just because we're probably gonna change this entirely, anyways. Can I set a section rather than playing it all together? Set montage. Set next section. Wow. Wait, what? Relink next section after section name to change in runtime. You can link section order the way you want in editor, but in runtime, if you like to change it dynamically, use a function to relink the next section. For example, you can have start loop, 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 loop. But when you want it to end, you can relink the next section of the loop to be the end to finish the montage. In which case, it stops looping by loop to end. The fuck is he saying? Man, what the hell is this thing saying? Just set the position, man. Just put the thing in the bag. What's the position? 0.19. I didn't understand any of that. Yeah, welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew. Yeah, we'll probably do a bunch of changes to this. Oh, we also need to set the play rate. Of course, of course. Help. Oh no, he's also hard coding the position. Yeah, we're doing a lot of bullshit here. Sorry, can't play the crew anymore. Thanks, Ubisoft. Darn you, Ubi of Soft. Didn't Ubisoft want to sell the company? And then when they wanted to sell it, everybody was like, no. And then EA somehow got sold. Someone fill me in on the details. Yeah, I think for the hard punch, I'd want like... That feels pretty good, being able to hold it. And then use it whenever you want to. Come back. So we can get elapsed time, which is cool. Do some cool shit. We could do some cool shit. What? What the hell? What? There's like a delay. Something going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. Eh? Here, Zeeb. What's this new game you're doing? It's like hacking. It's action roguelite. I don't know yet. I don't know, we're figuring it out together. Could be an extraction game, could be like Risk of Rain style, could be Mega Bonk for all I know. I don't know why we can do that. That shouldn't be allowed. Right, of course. We gotta change this. Get montage position. Oh god, this code. I'm gonna puke. No, don't double up, motherfucker. What are you gonna do? Get 2 anim instances? Stupid asshole code. We want to make sure that the position is before 0.19. Yes, true. True. You know, hey, we need to stop this, never mind. I don't want to continue. Me starting a point and then realizing, you know what? I don't care. What I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? I actually don't remember anymore. Whatever. What I was gonna say is we need to stop the mindset that we need to know what the fuck we're doing from the very beginning of the video game. Listen, I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't even know what the pitch is. I don't know. It's game with sword and shit. I have a picture in my head. I can't draw it. I don't know how to draw. Yeah. I have ideas in my brain, and we just apply those ideas, and we'll see where the road brings us. And then at some point, I'll probably figure out the actual experience from there. It's dark and darker if the movement wasn't so slow. But it could also not be dark and darker and be more like Dishonored and like with Risk of Rain elements. Or it could be like Dishonored / Might and Magic, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, which I think was what inspired Dishonored. And there's like more physics-based stuff with the enemies, which is what I'd like to do, maybe. But then if we do that, we can't really have Risk of Rain elements because then it's too slow and methodical. I don't know, it wouldn't work well. So literally, I don't know. Lucky me, I'll get a free copy of Gas and Gasp, the game. No, it's not a game, it's a location. Based in Texas. Or as I call it, Texas. What? So we have a kind of strong punch, but we need like a proper animation for it, and then we need some sort of indicator that you're charging up. And then we need it to deal more damage. You know, I just realized I'm really tiny. Stop that. Wait, are you telling me the box trace attack, I can't actually specify the amount of damage and they're all 3 damage? Am I stupid? It's a game with swords and shit. Yeah, sword and bow and hopefully spells and cool shit there too at some point, hopefully. And then, I don't know. Hopefully game that we release not in 5 years and preferably in 2 years or maybe 1 year. Hey, 1 year would be cool too. That'd be cool. Yes. Okay, so I do not like the fact that box trace attack does not allow us to specify a damage value. No, move up. Thank you. And now it does. Default value, 3, because that's what it's apparently set to right now. Okay, and then over here we'll do damage amount. I gotta be careful because we're starting to get into like poopy code territory, and this could easily get out of hand, even if it is just a prototype. You summed it up pretty well here. I wonder how long it'll stay accurate. Hold on, wait. Let me turn on the audio for this. This is past me. Spittin'. It's a Doom slash Dishonored slash Risk of Rain roguelite with a focus on melee combat and spells and stuff. Good job. Thank you, past me. Thank you. Thank you. Past me knew what he was talking about. Current me, I don't know what the fuck I don't even know. Yeah. I feel like you focus so much in detail even when the game is so new. Is there a reason for like game feel directs you to somewhere? Because I mostly heard work on systems and then polish. I wouldn't really say polish. I'm actually trying to avoid polish where I can and instead focus on like things that I think are like integral to the player experience when we do the first playtest. Like I would consider the thing showing you when your ammo is coming back as like an integral feature for a player, right? Like that thing in the corner that fills up. The strong attacks I would consider as like an integral part of the gameplay. You know what'd be cool is if we could like... No, that's stupid. Well, maybe not. Where did the guy go? He just disappeared? I think we killed him without me even noticing. I do like to focus on game feel though, for sure. I do like focusing on game feel sometimes. I feel like game feel is what makes it's what differentiates one first person melee game. Or like, game feel to me is what differentiates shooting games. You know what I mean? The gunplay and the way that the gun feels and the movement feels and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, you could boil down shooter games to you move around, you shoot gun. It's a line trace or whatever. Or maybe it's a projectile, even though it's not a projectile. It's actually just a bunch of line traces combined together. Game doesn't look very demanding. What's your reason for using Unreal? I mean, is it worth the learning curve of the engine? I don't know. I've just been using it for 12, 13 years. So I just, like, I'm just comfortable with it, so. I'm just comfortable with it. I think the learning curve of having to learn other elements, like in Godot, for example, having to create your own occlusion system and culling and all that kind of stuff, I just don't really know if that's for me. I just like doing other stuff. This quick prototype doesn't look demanding. Why are you using this engine? Well, who knows? Maybe it'll become demanding. For all we know. It's only day 5, 6? Day 6? Day 5. Day 6, day 5? I don't remember. What day is it? I don't remember. I think it's day 5. Okay, let's, as a beginnings for our strong attack, let's make it so. We deal more damage. But first, I need to see if we can actually read the elapsed time from this event. Just you wait until I add reflections. Yeah, reflections everywhere. Oh my god, that's actually reading the value. Very cool. Good. Okay, that's good for us, actually. So, how long would the strongest attack take? I don't know. I don't know, I just like Unreal. I just like using Unreal. The grass in this game is going to be legendary. Grass! Okay, so let's say it takes 0.8 seconds to have a strong attack. I don't know, I guess we'll just... We'll guesstimate. So 0 seconds will result in 3 damage. And then 1 second will result in... 6 double damage. 7. Let's do 6 seconds. Yeah, I don't really care for other engines, to be honest. I'll just get better at Unreal. I like Unreal. It has its pros and cons, just like every piece of software has. Okay, 1 second charge up time. It's way too long. Let's do 0.7. I think we're gonna need, like, we're obviously gonna need an indicator of you doing a strong attack. 0.7 is also too long too. Okay. How about 0.5? I actually don't even know if it's dealing that damage. I'm gonna assume it is. I want a different animation for the strong hit, though. You need damage numbers? I think we do. I think we do. Even if it's like super basic, just to... Like, it might look good in the game, having damage numbers. Would it look good? We did at one point think, oh, or I did at one point think, hey, would health bars work for a game like this? Like enemy health bars? Ah, fuck it. Let's put it in. Maybe it'll look fun. Number go up. Number go up. Can we have a gemstone crab in the corner? Your strength level has increased to 98. I actually did get it to 98 recently on my main. I haven't played RuneScape in a while though, I'm not gonna lie. Now I have a new game for number go up. New game, number go up? It's like creating a new character in RuneScape. Having on the small guys could cause a lot of visual noise. Yeah. The thing is, I don't know how many like enemies we're gonna have all at once. Right now it looks overwhelming because all of the enemies literally run at you at once. We'll see. We'll see where the road takes us. Do I want to use a widget blueprint? I technically don't want to use a widget blueprint, but we're going to say fuck it, and I'm going to use a widget blueprint because I'm stupid. Yeah, boy. What's the alternatives? Not a widget blueprint. Probably a text render with a material associated to it that would make it throw up in the air or something like that. Yeah. Anything but a widget blueprint that has to tick. But for now, we'll change this. Yeah, we'll change it. If we like it. If we like it, we'll change it. To do, improve, there you go. You're not supposed to use widget blueprint for things that occur a lot? Yeah, if you... I don't, like, this is not the best way of describing it, but widget blueprints can stack up very quickly, especially if you have them ticking, especially if the animations are like here, because then that ticks. Generally, it's always best to do it in a different way. Even health bars can get extremely expensive, and generally you want to do that in a different way as well. Yeah. So damage numbers doing it this way, not the best way of doing it. But for the sake of just testing to see if this is something that I actually want to keep in the game, we're just going to do it with a widget blueprint. I guess we'll just do it like this for now. What other ways are there? A straight up mesh that faces the player. I forgot. There's a whole. I'm pretty sure there's an entire thing for health bars specifically for that example. If I remember correctly, for that example specifically, there's a whole thing. Wasn't expecting it to curve like that, but yeah, I don't have like the best way of describing it right now. All I can say right now is just be very careful. If you have a lot of things going on, it's best to do it in a different way. Animations as well. Doing anything that you can through GPU, so by using material, is a lot better as well. That's something I've started to do a lot with Superhire. Dude, what the shit in blend ease, move relative, smooth tween. Oh, what? What the hell is this? What the hell is that? I don't know what the hell any of that means. I want this to just, hey, can we just chill this out? Just make that flat. Thank you. Is it because the AI stuff uses up CPU stuff? No, UI in general uses up a lot of CPU. Like this entire animation stuff is all tick based, and it's it's better that I animate this through a material rather than doing it the way I'm doing it right now. Much better doing this in a different way. Dude, I want this to be quicker spawning in. But it's being annoying. Wait. No. I want... Which one is it? Ah, way to tangents. There we go. There you go. That'll make it spawn faster. And slow down. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that looks. And then maybe we could do a little bit of something like this. We start the scale, and then it's immediately gets smaller. So we start the scale off much larger. Let's do 1.11. Let's do something where it doesn't change it. Put the number in the bag. Sure, that's good enough for now. Okay, and then play animation. Okay, damage number. Okay, now what we need to do, because we're going to be doing it in a specific way. Oh, this is going to be good. We need to make a blueprint for this. This would be something you'd want to pool. But suck it.
Whatever.
This would 100% be something you'd want to pool. Let's put 32, 32, I guess. Tick mode enabled. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna suck having to do all this shit. Get user widget object cast to damage number. Oh, this is gonna suck. Set damage text. You know what? Do this instead. Let's just do it directly from here. Well, wait, we need to spend 3 hours looking for the right font for the damage number? Nah, we're just going to do Roboto. Mr. Roboto. We're just going to do Roboto for now. When I'm saying I am trying my best, I am resisting the urge to do any... Or, well, okay, I still do some polish, but resisting the urge to do it, I'm telling you. I'm resisting the urge. I'm attempting to resist the urge. Impulse. Okay, damage, hit, result. No, not a branch. Let's actually, before we forget, let's turn off collision on this because it has collision. It's also generating overlap events, which we do not need. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. That actually doesn't feel too half bad. You know, the damage numbers don't actually feel too half bad. I don't know why I'm seeing a 555 right there. I don't know about you guys. Is it going to be a roguelite? It is going to be a roguelite. Or at least that's how I'm picturing it. Could be a roguelite extraction game. Take this. Take that. Oh, it's the Balatro. Yo, everybody shut up. Yeah. He's getting in my way. Stop it. He can't get through the AI. They're like still alive on his... 555. Medieval fantasy roguelike Doom. It's just a video game. I don't know. I literally don't know how to define it yet. Is that a mistake? Kind of, because I think it'd be good to have like an experience down. Sort of. But I have some ideas, and I think we'll just, you know, we'll figure it out while we go. That's Monday Crim's problem. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. You're damn right. Why is there a 555? That's extremely ominous. Hold on, I got an idea. Everybody hold on, hold on. Hold on to your seats. Hold on. Hold on to your motherfucking seats. What? You literally can't see it. That's bullshit. You're kidding. What? You literally can't see it. It's not even there. Did it even save? It is. What? All right. I think that was a good day. We got some ammunition in. Some very basic damage numbers, just so I can see how much damage we're dealing. I think tomorrow we want weak points, like headshots and stuff. I think would be really good. Like, I could imagine it being really fun just punching this guy in the face. Is that psychotic? I don't know. Anyways, whatever. It'd be fun. What's the chance of weekend stream? 0%. I'm doing a bunch of stuff this weekend. 0%. Also, I refuse to do stuff on weekends. Weekends are my days to just play games and relax and what. All right. On that note, goodbye. See you guys on Monday. What am I playing at the moment? A little bit of old school RuneScape, a little bit of Deadlock. I played a couple matches of Valorant. Huge mistake. Immediately I regretted that. Immediately. So probably just Deadlock and old school RuneScape. Yeah. All right. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Go outside. Touch grass. Don't forget to drink water. And don't forget to shit. All right. Thank you. See you guys later. All right. Goodbye.